Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today we are obviously doing something a little bit different. I'm just going to be on camera today. I've done this in the past. I have. But right now we're going to dabble in it once again, and I like to switch things up. So let's get it rocking and rolling in. Let's talk about the topic at hand. Now, would not having an E3 this year, at least a live show, would that affect Starfield at all? Would that change Bethesda's mind from showing Starfield if they had all intentions of doing so? In my opinion, in my honest opinion now, me and King Fan Man, great friend of mine, love him to death. We had a podcast recently. The link to that podcast will be down in the description below. And we talked about this a little bit towards the end of the podcast. And we seem to disagree, and that's fine. That's totally okay. It makes for a better show. But in my honest opinion, if Bethesda had any intentions on showing Starfield this year at E3, if they had any intentions on releasing Starfield this year at all in 2020, now with this whole virus thing, not even... Let's take E3 out of the equation. This might stop people from working entirely and from creating games. So that might just put a stop to it. Not E3, but that in general might put a stop to production of these games. Not just Starfield, but of any game, really. But let's just say Starfield, Bethesda wanted to release Starfield this year, and E3 being canceled, I feel won't have as big of an effect as, let's say, it would on Ghostwire Tokyo. Because let's face it, BGS, man, that is Bethesda's home run hitter. Bethesda Softworks' home run hitter is BGS. And I don't mean, they produce the best games. Arguably, they do. Skyrim, Fallout, great franchises. Even if you didn't like 76, those other games are freaking fantastic. Fallout 4, Fallout 3, Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim. All those games are great single-player experiences. So BGS is really their home run hitter. So if you're telling me that Bethesda really wanted to reveal Starfield this year and release it, and the game is ready, 100% ready this year, I feel there's no stopping them. Here is why. Bethesda never needed E3. In my opinion, E3 needed Bethesda. That's the only really reason why I watch E3 is because of Bethesda's presence. That's it. And then I could just check online for any other information that I want to see from E3. I'll just check online. I don't really need to watch those conferences, but I need to watch Bethesda's conference. And if you're a hardcore gamer, if you're not even an average gamer, if you're an average gamer, you're not really going to watch Bethesda's conference anyway. Unless you're a hardcore gamer. That's a different story. So if the average gamer doesn't know what Starfield is, but it knows what Fallout is, and it knows what Skyrim, Elder Scrolls is, that's enough. You could totally market Starfield by linking those two games up. Now, I'm not saying that it has to do anything with the lore. Of course it doesn't. I'm not saying link it up in that way. I'm just saying relate them. Say, hey, this game is from the makers of Fallout and Elder Scrolls. That would be huge, especially since many people were not happy with 76, it being an online experience. They were not happy. So imagine BGS coming out. Imagine them coming out with a new single-player RPG experience. That would go crazy. Like I said, Bethesda Game Studios never needed E3. E3 needed them. That's just my opinion. You could go back to 2017. During that press conference, everybody was expecting Bethesda Game Studios to show something, and they were so angry when they didn't. So angry. That's how much of an impact BGS has within that company. That's how much it has of an impact it has with the Bethesda fans. That's huge. back in 2015 when Fallout 4 was revealed. It wasn't revealed at E3. The trailer was released a week or two before that E3. And people went nuts, and people couldn't wait for E3 to hear more. Bethesda used Fallout 4 for people to watch their E3 conference. Same with 76. People were so curious of what 76 was. That trailer came out at the end of May 2018 rather. I apologize. And what happened? It got eyeballs to watch E3. BGS, and I feel, in my honest opinion, doesn't need E3. E3 needs BGS. So what I'm saying here is this. Like I said, let's look back. Let's look back on that Twitch stream for 76. What did it run for? 24 hours maybe? Everybody was watching it. Everybody wanted to know. Every BGS fan, even maybe average gamer fan, casual fan, wanted to know what's going on. Are we going to get a new installment for Fallout? Is this a tease even for Starfield? Because all it was, the please stand by for a bit. Maybe Elder Scrolls? What's happening here? What are we getting? The hype was real. The hype was crazy. And that was generated from BGS. Not from E3. Games like Ghostwire Tokyo, Deathloop, you can make a case for that, I feel. I agree with you 100%. 100% that they would need an E3. But a Bethesda Game Studios game, especially after the release of 76, with it being an online game, people being angry, so angry about that, regardless of what they did with Wastelanders, it will never change the fact that people were so upset with 76. Imagine advertising a new BGS RPG single-player game, that being Starfield, a sci-fi space game at that, which people are thirsty, they're hungry for that. Since Mass Effect Andromeda flopped, that's the popular opinion. Then obviously you had Outer Worlds that came out recently, which was a really good game. But we're talking about BGS, the sci-fi market. People want a sci-fi game. That's what people want. And here's another thing too. Cyberpunk 2077 is one of the most hyped games out there. Why? Because of the success of The Witcher 3. Like I said, you could do the same thing with Starfield. I don't see an issue with that. In my opinion, I'll say for the 80th time, I don't think Bethesda Game Studios, specifically, needed E3. I think E3 needed Bethesda Game Studios. That's just my humble opinion. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I would love to see what you guys have to say. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? I want to know. Don't forget to hit the like button. Not a lot of you are doing it. Hit that like button. Like I said, comment and subscribe. Subscribe! Means a lot to me. Guys, like I said, in my opinion, it won't affect Starfield. It being a brand new IP, to me, doesn't matter. That is a good reason, but it's irrelevant. It doesn't matter to me due to the sheer fact of how much power BGS has, especially if you market it correctly. They have enough money to push out the commercials for a new single-player RPG. Starfield, they have enough. Just like what Outer Worlds did when they said made by the original Fallout creators. Do the same thing, something like that, something of that nature for Starfield. Bethesda, all they have to do is release a trailer for Starfield, and people will start chirping. That's what they will do. They will start chirping because this is, and it will be, an online game. Single-player game. Ha-ha! Like I said, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I would love to see what you guys have to say. Check out my Patreon as well if you'd like. It's down there. That'd be nice. But once again, guys, I thank you all for watching. This is Joe, signing out.